What happened to just being gay? Like, just be gay. Like, why is... I mean, at the end of the day, like, whatever. Like, if you feel that way, you feel that way, which is cool. But it's kind of like that Penn, University of Penn swimmer. How when he was a dude, he was like one like fucking top 300 or some shit like that. And then, not saying he doesn't feel trans or anything, but then he became... Like, he went through therapy and everything and became a woman, and now he's breaking all these collegiate swim records in the NCAA for women. It's like, yeah, because you were a man for so much of your life, so your bone structure, your athletic ability, your muscles, just all bigger. That shit is just bigger. So that part's fucked up because I think she just won like the swimming championship or something today, and it's like a controversy because it's like, yeah, because you're a man, and it's like that's fucked up to all these chicks who have been women their whole entire lives competing, and then you just come in and just shatter all their records and break all their dreams and
what
shit.
About that girl that's been training all her life and finally she gets to college and it's her time to shine, her Michael Phelps movement, and then this who decides to be a girl.
And he comes in, and it's not like it's one thing if he was a top swimmer when he was a man, like, but fucking sucked. He was trash when he was a man, and now all of a sudden when she's a woman now, she's the number one. You're like, oh, that's shady. That looks shitty. That shit like that is where I wish she would lose. Because it's like, yeah, fuck you. You can't beat the men or the women.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff's cool. But when it comes to like competition, I mean, swimming's not, it's not violent. It's not going to hurt you. It's just shitty. Like you said, like a woman who's been training her whole entire life for this moment. She's the best in the thing, best in the nation. And then some dude comes in and just, shut up, bitch. I'm a woman now too. Fuck you.
What's poppin'? It's your boy Moses, aka Nomo, chilling right here in the Lit Out It podcast. We got another very special episode with me, Nomo23, and my very special co-host,
your boy Def Jeff, here in the building.
That's right. Welcome. It's been a very, very interesting week for news and certain topics and shit like that. So let's just jump straight into it. Oh, actually, before we get into it, Jeff, how was your week? Anything crazy happen at work or anything like that?
Nothing too crazy. No, nothing wild. Saw my boy John Mayer last night.
Ooh, talk about it.
Oh, it was great. His body is a wonderland, indeed. Indeed, his body is a wonderland. It was dope. So over here at the forum and shit, got to see SoFi up close and personal. Didn't get to go inside, obviously, but that stadium was massive. Fucking yeah, John Mayer is just sick. I was so wet watching him.
Where was he performing at?
At the forum.
Okay.
Yeah.
You been at the forum before?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Have they fixed it up or anything? It looks the same?
It's still the same. It's still decent looking.
What are some of the highlights at the John Mayer concert?
Just John Mayer. Fool just came out and every single song, that motherfucker was just hitting some crazy guitar lick. You're like, how do you he literally makes the guitar sing. It's the craziest shit ever. And he's just such a cool, fucking chill kind of guy. Took some shrooms, pretty drunk, smoked a blunt before. It was a good time.
Damn.
Yeah, the people, like, I can kind of tell the people around us were kind of like looking at us weird because I was just fucking having a ball. But it was like, bitch, it's a fucking concert. Relax. Fucking calm down. I'm fucked up. Have a good time. We just spent $30 on 2 White Claws. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
That's the one thing I hate about sporting events or concerts, just the prices of the beer, the alcohol.
Because no matter how much you drink before, you need at least one in your hand for the event to watch. Yeah, it's $30 for 2 fucking White Claws, and then they have the audacity to want me to tip them. The people that work there, like, nah, here's $1. I tipped one lady $2 because she was nice,
and you're part of that industry,
and I'm in that industry. I know, but also it's different because I mean, all I do is pour beers, but I like pour beers and serve people. I've bartended before. All I do is crack open a tall can and hand it to me, and here you go, $17.
I want you to get a little bit into detail as far as like experiencing a concert or being around that many people on shrooms. I myself have never done shrooms, but like you said. Great. Pre-gaming for a concert, no matter how fucked up you get, the ride there, you're excited. You get up in there, you're excited. By the time you get in there, your drunkenness is gone, just off the blood, being excited and shit. So talk about pre-gaming, doing mushrooms and mixing with alcohol, and then the venue. What kind of people were there? I want a little bit more details.
Well, first off, I'm a degenerate, so when I make that fun little drug alcohol cocktail, it don't do nothing to me. But my drunkenness kicked in when I got in the concert because I killed damn near half. 3/4 of a bottle of tequila by myself before, because it's one of those, you're sitting in the car, you're drinking, don't really realize how drunk you are till you get up and start walking around, let that blood flow, and then you're like, oh, I'm fucked up right now. But yeah, the mushroom's cool. I only took maybe like 1.5 grams or 2. But at that point, when I got there, it was just, I was in my own world. Nobody could tell me shit. I didn't care. I'm sitting here singing my heart out fucking terribly, just all fucked up because I paid for this ticket. You guys paid for that ticket too. However you want to enjoy it, you enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy my fuck out of myself.
What's a John Mayer ticket going for?
Mine, they're pretty decent seats too, and they were like, it was about $230 a piece.
Damn, so you're close.
Yeah, it was pretty decent. It was like second level or like first is floor, and then it was like first level, and I was probably like, I was 107, so I was like, I'm assuming 101 is like right next to the stage. I was 107, so it was perfect. Actually, the view was like,
nice little angle.
It was just the perfect angle. It's like sitting a little up at the 50-yard line at a football game because I literally just saw John Mayer. I could see the drummers, I could see the pianists, I could see all the other guitarists and shit.
Does John Mayer have like opening acts and shit?
He had two, but by the time we got there, I didn't get to see any of them because we pulled up a little late and pre-gamed in the car, and then the show started at 7:30 and he didn't go on till 8:50. And I saw that before we went in. So I was like, and there's two opening acts. I'm sure they're great. I had never heard of them. So I was like, I'd rather just sit here and drink.
And then the crowd, is it like a white mixed crowd? It's in LA.
It was white.
Oh,
yeah.
Usually any crowd, no matter what, in LA is like, there's Mexicans involved, right?
Yeah.
Because we're just.
And it just depends on who the artist is. I mean, of course, there was like other people, but it was predominantly white.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
What was the highlight? Like, do you have a specific song or?
He did Gravity. And that shit made me hard. He did Gravity. He did a song on his previous album, The Search for Everything, that I love a lot. And the way he did it was super sick because he had each instrument come in first. So he had like the keys, and then he brought in the guitar, and then he brought in like the drums, and he brought in all this. And you're like, what song is he playing? Then all of a sudden, once everything comes through, I was like, oh shit, I love this song. At first, I'm like, what the fuck? Is this a new song or something? And then by the time all the instruments kick in, I was like, I fucking love this song. I'm hard as fuck right now because he's playing this song. I was horny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. He played for probably about a cool hour and a half. I don't even know how long he played for, actually. I'm lying. But he played for a minute, and I was in a trance. I was having a great time.
Oh, again, and like, talk about the shrooms. Like, what do shrooms do for you?
Make life great. It was fun. It's not like that crazy reefer madness shit that they would have. Like the shrooms, it's just literally like everything's just fun. You're just happy. And also like it kind of depends. If you take a lot, it could be interesting. But like I know some people don't like taking psychedelics and stuff like that, like around a lot of people. I don't give two shits. I probably looked insane the way I was dancing and acting and singing. But also I personally don't give a fuck. So I had a great time. I was just literally fucking 30, 40, 50,000 people or whatever. And it was just me. Just sitting here. It was me and John Mayer.
That's crazy how like it didn't get that much publicity on social media. Maybe I'm following the wrong pages. I usually do hip hop, but like he sold out.
He sold out 3 nights.
Damn.
That was the third night in a row. He did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they were all sold out.
Were you a big fan of John Mayer in the heat of his like stardom?
Mm-hmm.
Like you've
the
been
early
a fan
2000s?
since day one?
Yeah.
When he was smashing all the Hollywood bitches.
He was just fucking everybody. Hell yeah. But then,
shout out John Mayer.
The only beef I feel like he lost, I feel like he kind of lost that Taylor Swift beef just because I don't even think she was 18 yet and they were fucking. So they had like a little beef. He wrote a song called Paper Doll that was talking about Taylor Swift, talking about her crazy ass having fucking all these personalities in one and shit like that. And it's a cool song. It's so peaceful and mellow, but it's such a diss track. And then she wrote a song called Dear John, which pretty much she kind of bodied him because she was pretty much like, I was only just a kid and he did this. And I was like, oh, that's not a good look, Jonathan. But he don't give a fuck.
I always wonder what happened to him. That might be part of the reason why.
Oh, he's solid.
Because he was up there. He was like Usher.
I mean,
level.
He's still up there. He just put an album out. Like, that's why he was touring, because he just dropped an album called Sob Rock. It was like 80s rock kind of style to it. And that man's just a fucking talented individual.
He is. And also, like, I like watching some of his interviews. He's actually pretty funny.
He's a funny guy.
He has a good personality.
He seems cool because he's just weird. He's always himself, rich as fuck, been famous forever.
He has a little bit of that dry comedy.
He just seems like a cool guy to kick it with. Like, I would love to just sit down and drink and get fucked up with John Mayer.
Speaking of cool guys that don't want to get fucked up and drunk with you, how about Russia arresting Brittany Griner? What's that?
The whore or the basketball player?
The basketball player.
Griner.
Okay, yeah. She's arrested and currently detained in Russia for apparently smoking marijuana, which is completely illegal in Russia, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, know the rules. Like, what are you expecting? And they're in war, and they don't give a fuck about you right now. And you're American, so they're gonna use you like they did with the LiAngelo Ball when he tried to steal in China, and fucking Trump had to go get his ass out of there. They don't give a fuck, especially if you're American. Especially now, like if Americans don't give a fuck about you, you're a WNBA player. Why the fuck you think Russia would care about you?
That was my next question. Like, say that happened to like, I don't know, LeBron James. Say LeBron James being detained in a different country. Like, what would America do?
We're going SEAL Team 6, and we're getting him the fuck out of Russia. We're getting him out of Russia and then nuking Russia for LeBron.
Just for even arresting him, huh?
Just for even wasting his time. Just for even wasting his time. For LeBron, we're fucking SEAL Team 6 in that bitch. We're breaking him out of there, and then we're gonna nuke Russia and Ukraine just for the fuck of it.
But for Brittany Griner
over
a vape pen.
Anybody care for a weed pen? Like, also, like, what? What? Sorry, like, I never once thought about Brittany Griner.
But like, the reason why she's over there is like she's getting paid like 10 times the amount that she would get paid over here, I guess.
They probably got a fetish out there in Russia.
Big 7-foot
Amazonian
that dress like men,
like trans people. Yeah, I think she got in trouble for like beating up her wife or some shit too. I don't know. That's a big girl.
Oh yeah, you're right.
She's a beast.
You remember like back in the day, like basically, well nowadays it's a bad word, but dykes, right? Girls can still say it, who dress like guys and act like guys.
Yeah.
Back in the day, being a dyke, you had some sort of respect, you know, because you're down with the boys, and those girls are always down to fight a guy, and they're always beating up their girls, right? Nowadays, since like this whole transgender thing is so easy to get on hormones and get a dick and fully convert to a man, what about those dykes that want to be men but don't have the balls to go fully?
Well, sometimes I feel like they don't even want to do that. Like what I was just saying the other day to my homie was like, what happened to just being gay? Like, just be gay. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, whatever, like, if you feel that way, you feel that way, which is cool. But it's kind of like that University of Penn swimmer, how when he was a dude, he was like fucking top 300 or some shit like that. And then, not saying he doesn't feel trans or anything, but then he became, like, he went through therapy and everything and became a woman, and now he's breaking all these collegiate swim records in the NCAA for women. It's like, yeah, because you were a man for so much of your life, so your bone structure, your athletic ability, your muscles, just all bigger. That shit is just bigger. So that part's fucked up because I think she just won like the swimming championship or something today, and it's like a controversy because it's like, yeah, because you're a man, and it's like that's fucked up to all these chicks who have been women their whole entire lives competing, and then you just come in and just shatter all their records and break all their dreams and
what
shit.
About that girl that's been training all her life and finally she gets to college and it's her time to shine, her Michael Phelps movement, and then this one decides to be a girl.
And he comes in, and it's not like, it's one thing if he was a top swimmer when he was a man, like, but fucking sucked. He was trash when he was a man, and now all of a sudden when she's a woman now, she's the number one. You're like, oh, that's shady. That looks shitty. That shit like that is where I wish she would lose. Because it's like, yeah, fuck you. You can't beat the men or the women.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff's cool. But when it comes to like competition, I mean, swimming's not violent. It's not going to hurt you. It's just shitty. Like you said, like a woman who's been training her whole entire life for this moment. She's the best in the thing, best in the nation. And then some dude comes in and just, shut up, bitch. I'm a woman now too. Fuck you. And I fucking beat you in swimming. Like,
but I want to get back. I want to end my point like this. Like, all those girls that are just happy with being basically a dyke, which is a lesbian girl that dresses
some of them are hot too.
Dresses like a guy, looks like a guy, but we know that you're, you know?
Yeah.
And you don't want to do the full transformation and remove your tits and get a dick. I want to say to all the dykes out there that
we respect you.
We respect you. Remain a dyke. You don't fall pressure to social media and feel like you have to convert all the way and be a guy and
hold it down, POP.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the dykes.
Shout out to the dykes.
You know what I'm saying?
What's up, dykes? What's up, bro?
Let's talk a little bit. Let's change the subject. Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez is in jail right now for allegedly shooting at his alleged. Basically, there's somebody that works at his daughter's school, and he found out that she was being molested over 100 times. So he pulled up to a school with a strap and started shooting at him. And the guy got in his car and made a getaway. And then he just chased him and kept shooting at him. And eventually shot the passenger of the pedophile's passenger, which is his dad, his stepdad.
Free that man. Free Kane.
He got locked up. He's gonna face charges and shit.
Yeah, free that man, because like the only reason I think he should quote unquote go to jail is because he was driving on the street trying to run him off the road. There was other pedestrians around. For what I've heard is that when he shot at the guy, it was in front of a school.
Yeah, initially that was.
And it's like, all right, my guy. Like I understand, I get it completely. I don't understand, but I understand. But like, you can't do that.
And then as a person who's like a UFC fighter, like.
Just beat him to death.
Grab him.
Or within an inch of his life. Like, just, you could murder this man with
obviously,
your hands.
we're Monday morning quarterbacking here, but like, imagine someone says that you find out that someone's molesting your kid, let alone a little girl.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why I said I can understand,
gonna go,
but I don't understand. Like, and you're just one of the baddest men on the planet. Like, I can't comprehend the rage and everything that you have going on through you. It's like,
let's not forget, he's not white. Even though he's famous and everything, he is Mexican, and it says brown pride in his chest. So they're gonna, prosecute him. I think they're gonna prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law, and then he's gonna appeal it, get out on bail, and they're gonna have to reduce it because similar to what happened. I forgot what case it was where like the public was just tripping. Oh, remember that trucker that killed like 4 people?
Yeah, well, it wasn't his fault.
And because his brakes,
his brakes were shit.
They gave him 110 years, and then
Didn't
public
they break it down to what, like 5 years,
5 or 7, which means he'll get out early.
And he won't do the whole thing.
So like the public outrage is out there. Everyone obviously is on the side of Cain Velasquez.
If you're not, then dude, you should die.
Yeah,
it's like that fucking, I can't even comprehend that. But yeah, I'd want to kill a motherfucker too. But that's the only reason why I think maybe he should do a little time, I guess, just for that. Because like you could have just killed so many other people, could have killed other kids. Like I get that part. But yeah, they're trying to throw everything at him, throw the book at him and all that shit. But if he does get locked up, which I think he probably will, silver lining is ain't nobody gonna fuck with him in there.
Yeah, he's like, he's goaded automatically.
He just literally goes into jail and he runs that shit. Like for one, you can't fuck with him. He'll beat the fuck out of everybody. And for two, the reason he's in there, everyone's gonna be like, yeah, cool. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, no. There's a couple things that when you go to jail, like people pat you on the back for. One of them is definitely killing. They call them chemos, but killing a pedo is definitely something that you go in there and automatic pats on the back.
Yeah, you're like, all right, you're in here for a good reason. Yeah, you took a piece of shit off the earth.
Yeah, you get an extra piece of bread.
Yeah, you took some scum. Yeah, they'll put some money on your books.
You know what I'm saying? All right, another discussion as far as money. The top 2 richest men in the world, maybe in America for sure. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. Elon Musk recently challenged Putin to a fist fight of some sorts of.
I think Putin beat the brakes off Elon Musk.
No, he won't. He's 75 years old.
I know, but that man trains.
And he has an honorary black belt.
It's still a black belt. What the fuck does Elon Musk do?
You seen the fucking the clips of him doing judo?
Yeah, they let him do everything. They let him do everything.
That guy's just
or they'll die.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like Elon Musk is kind of soft. I feel like Putin is obviously Putin's a hardcore motherfucker. And he's
75.
He's also dying.
40.
So is our president. Look what the fuck he's doing.
Nah, Joe Biden's like a fucking...
Happy Easter.
You know what?
St. Patrick's Day.
We're not going to talk about Joe Biden because our last episode was shadow banned by YouTube. They got promoted to no one because...
I love you, Joe.
This guy over here, said a couple things about Mr.
Wow.
Byron.
What a co-host. fucking throw me under the bus.
All our production went to shit because this guy fucking...
Be your own people, man. But yeah, I think Putin will fuck. Now Bezos is getting all buff and shit. I think Bezos will fuck Putin
is
up.
On the roids for sure.
Yeah,
he's
100%.
He's on a trend cycle, a testosterone cycle for sure.
He probably makes his own
he's
roids.
Like this right now.
He probably makes his own roids. He's that rich.
He ships them to himself and shit. But basically, all right, as far as like culture, money, and just overall allure, are you team Bezos or are you team Musk?
I don't know. I might lean a little more team Bezos just because of the convenience of life from him. I know Musk is doing all this super spaceship, like futuristic stuff, and that's dope. And they're both a couple of fucking nerds. But like Bezos is like, it's the way he started selling books and now he sells all this equipment that we have. And it comes in the very next day. Musk, I don't have a Tesla. I don't give a fuck about going to Mars. I don't really care. You're South African too. Bezos is from America, right? Yeah, America, baby. Let's go.
I think to me it's like it's basically who do you like more, Batman? Jeff Bezos is Batman because he has no superpowers, but he's like super rich.
Musk is Iron Man.
And Musk is Iron Man. And to be honest, I just saw Iron Man 1 again on last Saturday, and damn, it's a goddamn good movie.
Yeah, Iron Man is a beast, though. Iron Man is a beast.
So, like, selfishly, I would want to be Elon Musk to just have that power, but Jeff Bezos is making my life very, very easy. So I'm kind of split in between. Like, we were talking off camera, like, I don't know if I could really choose. To me, they're both cool culturally, because one's rich as fuck. And then Jeff Bezos is smashing Lauren Sanchez, which was my like middle school crush. She was on Channel 13, the news reporter.
On UPN?
UPN.
Fucking UPN.
Remember Tony McEwen and Lauren Sanchez? They were like...
Nah, but I remember UPN.
It was them. It was either them.
Was that the chick that Leo was trying to fuck?
Yeah.
That was her?
Yeah.
Man, she did look nice.
So, yeah, to me, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to choose.
They're both rich as fuck. So
they're both either way. I'll take either. Yeah,
yeah. It's A and
I'll
A.
take
A1A.
either person. But I think if they fought, I think Bezos fucking Musk up.
Yeah, he got hella muscles.
That roid rage. But then, yeah, Musk can pull some Iron Man shit, and all of a sudden have some fucking crazy force field around him real quick, and then just fucking make Bezos evaporate and shit.
Speaking of evaporation, Doritos, the company, is evaporating 5 chips per bag. Because of pandemic. Because
like they only had 7 chips in the whole bag in the first place.
Like, isn't it crazy? Like, we knew they were filling up the bags with air and chipping us. Because when we were little, the bag would be full, right?
Full as fuck. And fuck you, Doritos. Put more seasoning on the Cool Ranch, you bastards. You know, them shits is naked.
It's always at the bottom, like.
It's always at the bottom. And now I gotta fucking line it up and shit and fucking snort it.
All the cokeheads with the long nail are like, oh.
Yeah, they're like, oh, hell yeah, Cool Ranch. Oh, yeah, that's Cool Ranch right there, brother.
I think all the little kids that used to like Cool Ranch back in the day are all cokeheads right now.
Probably. Probably. And everyone who like the fucking spicy nachos are just meth heads.
Yeah, meth heads are like
meth heads.
And then the guys who love Funyuns, they're just weird and they're just all potheads and doing shrooms and shit.
If you love Funyuns,
Funyuns is a shroom type of thing.
You gay.
For sure.
I do like Funyuns though. What does that say about me?
Super gay. Speaking of gay guys, Pete Davidson versus Kanye. Did you see the debacle that was going on this weekend between them two?
I saw it happen. You know they just banned Kanye off Instagram?
Give me I feel like we're both into it, but give me a play-by-play of how this got to this point, and how it escalated.
Well, I think it kind of got crazy to a point when Kanye made a music video of cutting Pete Davidson's head off. I think that might...
It was a claymation. It was make-believe.
But that's how it was... that's how he got off, like, legally.
Yeah.
Because it was claymation, so you can't 100% prove it was him. But we all know. But that's the...
Do you think that's what pushed Skeet over the edge?
Yeah, if you make a video about killing me and cutting my head off, cartoon or not, and I was quiet this whole time, But also, when he said Kim's the best mother he's ever seen, is she? Is she really? Is she really? Because, actually, I don't know. I was going to say, because my mom doesn't have a video out there of her getting fucked. But she probably did some nasty things, though. They just didn't have cameras around that time. You ever thought about that?
Yeah.
Now that we're thinking about that? All the nasty shit that our mothers did. And some gross ass shit.
Also, Skeet Davidson, Kim Kardashian went on the Ellen DeGeneres show and spilled the beans as far as he already has her name. He has her name tatted on him. And he got branded like a cow on his chest.
Like in Jackass, when they like branded the fucking penises on him?
Yeah. Over his heart. How long have they been dating?
I don't know.
It's gotta be
Didn't
less
she
than
like
6 months.
just make it official like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's got to be less than 6 months. And he branded himself.
That dude's a fucking rock star, man. He don't give a fuck about nothing.
You know what? For the average person, getting branded or tattooed is like a big thing. Like, oh my God, I would never do that. But for a guy that has every inch of his fucking body already tatted, that's like waking up and making a cup of coffee.
And it's Pete Davidson. That man is a comedian living a rock star life. He's fucking Kim Kardashian. I don't care. Everyone's gonna remember this. Everyone's gonna know it. It's a very cultural, historic moment between Kanye and Kim and Pete. So it's like, fuck it. Even if they break up and he's still branded, it's like, bitch, I'm Pete Davidson. You knew what it was when you first started hooking up with me. That shit's there. Get over it. But that's a little crazy to get branded.
This is the perfect conversation that me and you need to have, because I'm like super into hip hop and rap, right? Those are my fucking folklore heroes, and you're big into comedy way more than I am. So let's talk about the Toxic Avengers. Let's say the people who have Kanye's back is what? The Game, every fucking rapper in the world, Whack 100, everyone that's homies with Kanye right now versus the comedians. Who do you think Skeet would pick as part of his Avengers? Let's say like top 2 or 3.
Who Skeet would have?
Yeah, in his corner.
Oh, if he's smart, he'd have Joe Rogan.
Buff ass Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. He might have Andrew Scholes with him because they did Geico together. Michael Che. Might have Michael Che because they're on SNL together. He's a head writer. I don't know. It just kind of depends. I'm not too sure who he's real good friends with. Bill Burr. They did that movie together. The King of Staten Island.
And it's crazy because I think music and comedy or entertainment, they're both entertainment. Music and comedy are like the demanding force in American culture. Who would you give it to as far as like, because basically it's very polarizing. You're 50-50. Either you're siding with the comedians or you're going with the rappers.
Yeah.
Who do you think has more like leverage, more pull to gain the hearts of the Americans out there? Who's gonna win?
Music always is gonna win over comedy because when you think about it, you can listen to the same song 100 times and it still gives you the same feeling. Still makes you feel a certain way, feel when you did when you first heard it. You can only hear a joke so many times.
Facts.
You can only hear the same joke so many times. And then as far as like cultural influence, other than Joe Rogan, no comedians really have the same thing or on the same level as a Rihanna, a Drake, a Beyonce, a Kanye.
Yeah, you can have multiple rappers influence the culture. Usually comedy is like, you have one Eddie Murphy, you have one, you know.
But as far as like just, like cultural influence, right now, it's just the podcasts do great. They do great numbers, but like Rogan is obviously the number one thing. But other than that, you got like Joe Budden got his own podcast that's fucking popping too. And he was a rapper, but he's still in that realm of music, not as much comedy. So the music definitely is going to run culture more than comedians will, but you still need to laugh.
Yeah, laughing is like, I completely agree.
You still got
I still give it to rap and music in general. Just music is just it's not. It's the thing about comedy is just words, right? Spoken words get your emotions going, jokes. But rap is words and music and beats and tempos and different sounds. Mm-hmm. It's not really fair.
And a story, and you can connect with it.
It's like oh, we're gonna go to war. This fool has a knife, and I got fucking a full bodysuit and artillery on me.
Apples and oranges.
It's not really. Yeah. It's not really fair.
It's definitely the same thing.
Facts. Big couple of days in the NFL. A lot of moves, a lot of money being spent.
A lot of shit.
Super Bowl champion, I think he has 2 Super Bowls. Von Miller signed with the Bills. What do you think about that?
Random as fuck.
Crazy, right?
Super random. But I mean, Bills are nice.
Is that what the Bills are missing? Didn't they already have?
It definitely helps. It doesn't hurt. It definitely helps.
Now, I said this about the Bills and the Chiefs games within my homies. Like that Chiefs and Bills like AFC Championship game or whatever it was.
That was probably the greatest
division
football game. Definitely the greatest playoff game I've ever seen.
That should have been the Super Bowl right there.
Yeah, that was definitely the greatest playoff game of all time. But
I could
top
easily
3
watch
games of all time.
I could easily watch like a 3-game series or a 5-game series. Shit, even maybe a 7-game series
with those two.
Of those two teams going back to back.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Patrick Mahomes is still a little older, I guess, than Josh Allen, but still young. Josh Allen's still young. The AFC is fucking loaded with quarterbacks between Mahomes, fucking Josh Allen, fucking Joey B, and now they have just the AFC West in general. Fucking Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, I guess Derek Carr.
That's right.
Yeah, man, he's whatever. But
speaking of Derek Carr, breaking news. Devontae Adams just signed a 5-year, $7 billion deal.
Some bullshit for a first and a second round pick. We have 3 first round picks, Eagles. You couldn't do that shit. You couldn't get Devontae Adams for that. We have 3. God damn it. That was fucking insane. They said, fuck you, Rodgers. The Packers said, fuck you, Aaron.
Raider Nation, baby. I was calling this since like last season. Derek Carr and Devontae Adams were like fucking best friends in college. QB receiver. This was gonna happen, and then like 3 weeks ago, Devontae Adams bought a $12 million house in Vegas.
He bought John Gruden's old house.
Yeah, and then guess who's John Gruden's neighbor?
Who?
Derek Carr.
Damn, so Devontae Adams and
neighbors.
Fucking that's sick. That now you guys can finish third place in the division instead of last. That's sick, dude.
We're gonna get into the playoffs again.
Congratulations, dude.
Shut up.
Wild card exit. Let's go.
I know you ain't talking shit.
Let's go. I am talking shit.
Your quarterback can't even throw fucking.
Hey, our quarterback led us to the playoffs.
Hey, speaking
in
of
a rebuilding year.
Speaking of shitty Eagle quarterbacks, Carson Wentz goes to the.
You watch your mouth about my boy.
Carson Wentz goes to the Commanders.
He's not our problem anymore, but I still love him.
He was dressed.
I wish him the best.
And his fucking news conference, he was dressed like the Oscar Mayer wiener.
He did look like that shit, but he was wearing their colors for the fucking Washington commies. Jesus. Bunch of commies over there. Yeah, now we gotta see his ass twice a year. He's a good quarterback. He's just injury prone and he fucks up. Yeah.
He sucks.
No, he's top 15 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but there's only 30, so that's like
32.
You're
50. So he's in the top 50%. That's all. I mean, he's not top 10
What happened last
anymore.
season? Why did he suck so bad? The Colts had a solid team.
He took a dump at the end. You ever watch that Hard Knock shit?
Yeah, I've seen some of them.
The one with the Colts during like the in-season Hard Knocks?
No, I haven't seen that one.
That shit was sick, but yeah, I don't know. I think Philly ruined him. Because he's just this God-fearing Christian boy from North Dakota over here playing, and then you go play in Philly, where they're over here trying to kill your mom because you tore your ACL, like it's your fault. I think Philly kind of broke his soul. Playing in Philly is a wild place to play.
And then explain to me, because I'm sure you know everything about when the Eagles won the championship. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Oh, if he doesn't, he has a ring. He didn't play because he tore his ACL. I think it was week 13 against the Rams, and I was at that game. But also, we don't make the playoffs. We had the number 1 seed. We don't get the number 1 seed, and we don't make the playoffs without Carson that year. I think when he got hurt, he had 32 touchdown passes. That was like week 13. He was on pace for easily 50 touchdown passes. Then he got hurt, and then the leading touchdown, I think that year was by Russell Wilson, who had like 4 extra weeks to play, and he only had 36 touchdowns or something like that. Carson was on a fucking roll that year. And then, he fucking tore his ACL. Thought the season was over. Comes fucking Nick Foles. But little did I know, that's Big Dick Nick right there, baby. That was some weird... That's why I thought the Bengals were going to win this year, because it gave me the same vibes as the Eagles, because just purely off of like that Cinderella... like movie-esque type of vibe where it's just like it was just written in the stars for them to win that year. We sold our souls to the Illuminati.
Low-key, the Bengals low-key should have won that game.
They kind of got cheated.
They should have won that game.
There was something going on with the LA Rams being in the LA Super Bowl because they don't call no penalties a whole game. And 4th down, they call that fucking bullshit holding call on the Bengals. And then that gives the Rams 4 more downs to score a touchdown. It was kind of shady. Speaking
of Russell Wilson he got traded or he signed with the Broncos?
He got traded. The Broncos fucking gave up like 5 picks and like 3 players for Russell Wilson.
Jeez. Isn't Russell Wilson already in his 30s?
He's in his 30s and he's nice. He's dope. But
he hasn't done shit since he went to the Super Bowl. Did he win the Super Bowl or he just got there?
Yeah, he won one and then lost one when he threw that pick.
Oh, the fucking Marshawn Lynch. When
they should have ran it. Yeah. They won one, lost one.
But since then, I think he has like 3 playoff losses in a row.
Yeah. The Seahawks reign is definitely over. I think they should get rid of Pete Carroll. I love Pete Carroll. He's a great coach, but he's too old school. Always wants to run the ball and do all this and that. And it's like, bro, in this new NFL, it's passing.
You know what? When DK Metcalf, when he came out,
we should have drafted him too.
He's a fucking physical crate specimen. But like his first year when they started using him, bro, he had a breakout year. It was amazing. And then this last year, it's like they just forgot about him.
It was whatever.
They just like didn't throw him the ball or nothing. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
but I know
monster.
I know the Seahawks were having like O-line issues.
Yeah, they've always had kind of a shitty O-line.
Russell Wilson was like scrambling on every play.
Running for his fucking life.
Low key,
every single fucking play. And a lot of people, the Broncos, they might be nice, but I think people are hyping it up way too much.
Yeah, Broncos suck.
Because they got rid of Noah Fant. So they have, Jerry Jeudy, fucking Cortland
Jerry Judy's
Sutton.
a baller.
Jerry Judy's a baller. I think they still have Cortland Sutton. I don't know who their running back is. I just think in that division, it's going to be between the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chargers, bro, went full LA Rams style with all their signings. Khalil Mack coming back to fuck y'all up. Khalil Mack's coming back to fuck y'all up.
Tell me that wasn't a big fuck you.
Oh, 100%.
Because Khalil Mack signed with the Chargers and then we signed the Cardinals' best linebacker
Chandler Jones.
after. So we wanted him to come back, but he was like, man, fuck you fools.
You know,
you fools traded me.
Chandler Jones is Jon Jones' brother.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I know nothing about him. Is he really good?
He's a beast. Yeah. He's kind of getting a little older, but he's a fucking. He's a
Jon
beast.
Jones'
He's a
brother
monster
on the team.
It's crazy because.
Oh my God.
Speaking of that, like, that's probably like one of the best feelings as a parent for them, like the Jon Jones parents, because he has another brother, Arthur Jones, who was on the Ravens, I believe, and won a Super Bowl with the Ravens.
Yeah.
And
O-line,
then
I think.
Yeah, O-line. I think Chandler Jones won one with the Patriots. And then your other son, your youngest son, is
the greatest UFC,
like debatably the greatest UFC
heavyweight
fighter of all time. Well, he's he was light heavyweight.
For sure, light heavyweight of all time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, for sure, light heavyweight, but maybe just the greatest UFC fighter of all time if he just didn't have his fucking demons and shit that he had to deal with.
Yeah, and to be a warrior, you gotta have demons, you know?
Yeah, but he has some demons. His demons have demons. Which sucks. I hate to see his really fall from grace.
I don't feel he deserves that much slack. What? He has a drinking problem. He has a couple DUIs. He rides in his car. He got caught with his gun. He smokes weed. He drinks.
He does blow. But I think the thing is
he touching kids out here? Is he beating up little kids? Is he really like a menace to society? No, you just I think he's out here drunk.
I think he beat up his girl or put hands on his girl.
That many people have done that, even though it's not okay to do that. Obviously, if anyone ever beats up my sister or my mom or if I ever have my daughter, I'm gonna fuck them up. But like, is he really like in the top 1% of shitty people in the world? Nah, I don't.
Oh no, not at all. It's just kind of one of those like, fucking get it together, dude. Like, fuck, his fall from grace was sad to watch because I was and I still am a huge Jon Jones fan.
Look, they don't make trading cards or movies about like, man, my neighbor, man, he worked 50 years, got his Rolex and died. They don't make movies about people like that. They make movies about people that come from nothing,
very true,
do something crazy and then fall off. Why? Because in order for you just to live through that and not want to kill yourself, it's just a feat in itself. So No one's perfect. We all have our demons. I hate people trying to like cancel people or like
I'm perfect.
Be too much. Shut the fuck up. Let's talk about. So you want to bring? This is a subject that you brought up. I want you to get into the Jags spending $17 trillion in the offseason.
Pretty fucking.
Who owns
much.
the Jags? Who has this much money?
Some fucking random Indian dude or some shit like that.
Like the richest Indian man in the world.
It's something. I think he's Indian or something like that. And yeah, that man bought the Jags some years ago or whatever. And yeah, they spent like $230 million in one day,
like on all receivers.
It's like all receivers, a tight end, and I think like an O lineman. But $230 million or something like that in one day. Just to still suck.
Yeah.
Just to still be the Jaguars.
That's crazy.
But they have a pool in their stadium, so that's kind of lit. That's kind of lit outlet.
Know what I'm saying? Shout out. Shameless plug. Okay, look, they drafted
Trevor
Lawrence, so they have like 4, maybe 2 or 3 more years before they have to pay him. So this is the time to make your run where you get all these weapons around him.
100%. But what's crazy too is the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl, the fucking Jaguars with Blake Bortles were in the AFC Championship and almost beat the Patriots. It was almost a Jaguars-Eagles Super Bowl, which I loved, but no one else would have loved it. That's such a random Super Bowl. They were that close to making the Super Bowl, not maybe 4 or 5 years ago, 2018, so like 4 years ago.
Crazy.
That shit was wild. But yeah, the fucking all this NFL fucking free agency shit is crazy.
And football season doesn't even start till like September.
That's the fucking worst part.
It's March right now. We're getting all excited.
The worst part about like fucking
we gotta
football
wait
shit
6 months.
is you do all these signings. They haven't even had the draft yet, so you have to get excited for the draft, and you're like, fuck yeah. You wait 6 months, and then by the time like OTAs come around and the preseason comes, you're like, oh fuck, I forgot we signed him. I forgot we got rid of him. And you're like, fuck. It's so like anticlimactic because you're like, fuck yeah, we got so and so. I'll see him playing 7 months. And you're like,
the way you like football is the way I like baseball. So real quick, I want to talk about baseball. The Dodgers got Freddie Freeman. Our lineup looks ridiculous, you know.
Just for you guys to choke in the World Series again.
Honestly, you need to watch your words because the year before when we won the championship, we were down 3-1 against the Braves and we came back and beat them in 7 games. And then this year when they won the chip, they beat us 4-2, 4-1 games.
Shout out Travis d'Arnaud, the Lakewood alum.
The Braves were fucking. Oh, he's on the Braves?
Yeah, he's a catcher for the Braves.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah.
But man, I just don't see anybody beating us. The thing that happened last year is that we got hurt. We had like Max Muncy was hurt for like 6 months. We had like our team was just shitty because everyone was hurt. This year we can stay. The thing is, baseball, 162 games,
so long.
30 spring training games, and then you're traveling.
Not anymore now because they had that fucking.
It started today.
Spring training did?
Yeah, so
So are they still having 162 games? Did they like push back the opening day?
yeah, they already made an announcement that they pushed back opening day, but with what the first time ever in like 50 years, Dodger Stadium is gonna have back the doubleheader, 2 games in one day
For opening day?
No, like eventually.
At some point.
one of the series.
Are they going to have the Dodgers play, then fucking Fluffy's going to go do a show over there?
Actually, the Netflix, there is a Netflix.
Yeah, no, he has a show at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Gabriel Iglesias, which is, for him, that's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
To like come from here, Long Beach, go to Wilson, grow up a diehard Dodgers fan, and then you get to sell out Dodger Stadium. That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, I think even having a concert there, or a special, whatever, like
They don't really do too much shit there.
that's like
weirdly.
that's crazy, huh?
It's a shitty stadium, but it's very iconic.
It's the acoustics.
Probably, yeah.
It's the
I can
acoustics.
imagine. For a baseball stadium, yeah, it probably doesn't have the best acoustics. Because
when I
plus,
was-
that's an old ass stadium.
Yeah, from like the 40s.
It's like the Rose Bowl.
You know what? When I was like 13, I was like 12, right before high school. I was playing in the RBI League, which is sponsored by the Dodgers, and my team made it to a championship, and you get to play the championship in Dodger Stadium.
That's pretty sick.
So I was 13 pitching, right? And you know, me growing up as a baseball player, I was always known for throwing really fast, right? So I'm 12 years old, pitching off the mound, and there's nobody there except your family, which is like 20 people. It looks like nothing. It looks like no one's there.
Yeah, big ass stadium.
Exactly. So it fits 50,000 and there's like maybe 200 people there. Maybe, maybe 60 people, right? So I'm warming up. I'm throwing the ball and the catcher catches it and it's like ta, 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 the echo because of how much concrete's in that place. So it's not the ideal place to have a concert or any type of loud whatever because the echo, it just kills it. It made me feel like a superhero, obviously,
Yeah.
But that's probably why they don't do it so much. But Dodger Stadium's iconic. I fuck with Dodger Stadium.
Also, I don't fuck with baseball because I sucked at it when I was growing up as a kid. I was like, fuck this shit. This sucks. That's why I hate soccer too, because I sucked at that. Played it for 1 year. That's why I like football and basketball, because I was good at those. But yeah, I don't know. I like watching baseball towards the end of the season and then the postseason. Because like you said, it's 162 games.
Yeah.
And then when people get mad that they lose the 27th game of the season, they're like, we should have won that fucking game. Bro, there's 5,000 more games. Calm down.
Yeah, baseball's crazy because like say you're batting and you bat 10 times. If you get 3 hits, you're like the greatest of all time.
Oh, 100%.
And then there's 100.
You go 3 for 10 and you're a baller.
And then like say the Braves come to town to Dodger Stadium. We're going to play each other 3 times in 3 days. If you win 2 of them, you're good. Like you don't got to win all 3.
Are baseball players athletic?
They're the most athletic people in the world.
Don't know about that.
Yeah.
Definitely
A baseball
do not
player
know
can
about
play
that.
any sport.
Is baseball more athletic or strategic? Because
Super athletic.
Hitting a fastball or hitting a ball, like hitting a fastball, hitting a ball in general, probably the hardest thing to do in sports.
Facts.
Give you that.
Off the top.
100%.
Off the top.
Like that's true. But as far as it's a sport you can play while you eat. You can eat on the field and you'll be okay.
Look, let me tell you this.
Is it more strategy? Didn't they get rid of shifting?
Yeah, they got rid of shifting and now
Isn't that the most pussy shit ever?
the National League now has a DH, so the pitchers don't have to bat no more.
Oh, they brought it to the National League
both
too?
sides.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
Which
the
is
first year.
fair. Like I don't
They
see
should've done
why.
that, yeah.
I don't see why you shouldn't either have pitchers hit in both leagues or just have a DH for fucking both leagues. Like that's kind of shitty.
Honestly, those 2 things I'm really happy about. They got rid of the shift. The shift killed baseball for 7 years. It was so boring to watch.
But why?
Because look, for 100 years, you have to be in your position, and no matter where the ball is hit, you have to get there.
But that's
Now,
strategy.
Now they have all this data. Like this guy always hits the ball right here.
Yeah, that's strategy.
So they put like 4 people over there,
So as far as
and
being
every
a batter,
time he's out now.
But now if you're being a batter, you got to adjust to that. You got to adjust your swing.
But remember what you said when we started this. The hardest thing to do in sports is what?
they also get paid the most money.
The hardest thing to do in sports is what?
is hit a ball.
So
but also
just to get to the major leagues, you have to do one thing really good. And then they shift over to block your shit. Now you're telling me, hey, adjust, hit it the other way.
yeah, because you're getting
Even to
paid.
touch it was already hard. Now
They
you
get
want me to
paid
hit it
the
in a
most.
certain...
They get paid the most money out of all the 4 major sports by far.
It's like this. Say you're a quarterback all your life, right? You get to the pros and then be like, you know what? There's a rule. I know you're right-handed all your life. From now on, you have to throw with your opposite hand. You're like, fuck.
That is not the
Most
same
people
thing.
will be like, all right, well, you're an NFL quarterback. What's the run? Just use the other hand. You'll be fine, right? You're like, no.
That's not
this
the same
hand
thing.
is not the same thing. Exactly. Hitting the ball over here for 20 years and then you want me to switch and hit it over here is not the same thing.
All they're trying to do is just appeal to make baseball more exciting, which you'll never do because baseball's not exciting until the 7th inning. Because they're trying to make not people get as many outs and shit like that. But
You're one of those guys, Jeff.
I
hate you.
am Fuck baseball.
Baseball is super exciting.
Fuck no. Said no one ever.
I love baseball.
Said no one ever.
Baseball
is not an exciting sport. It's a good sport. It's cool, but it's not exciting.
You're telling me the NFL and soccer is more exciting than baseball?
No one said anything about soccer. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Well,
Soccer is a fucking cross country track meet with us.
You're telling me Super Bowl, the Rams,
yes.
the Rams versus the Patriots was an exciting game. 3-11.
Yeah, as a fucking defensive player myself, that was a great defensive game.
Okay,
there's a reason why the Super Bowl has more views than any other fucking sport ever.
It really doesn't.
It does. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's more people watching Euphoria. There's more people watching.
I'm talking about sporting events.
Mr. Beast on YouTube than watching the Super Bowl.
Sporting events. That is true though. Mr. Beast gets like 200 million views per video.
Yeah, it's like he know that he did a remake.
That's why I said sporting events.
Squid Games,
and more people watch that than actually Squid Games.
Isn't that crazy?
But more people watch
to YouTube. We fuck with. That's why we were doing this for YouTube.
More people watched his recreation of the Squid Game shit than Netflix has subscribers.
Yeah.
That's insane.
A big thing. That's a big thing.
I also have never seen that video though.
I've seen parts of it. It's pretty cool. He's just giving away cards.
I've seen like
money.
clips of it on Instagram and shit. But like,
like you said, look, I told you like, 3-9 was that an exciting game? Oh, people who love defense. Well, when it's a 0-0 game, there's 2 no-hitters going on. People who love pitching duels.
But how many times are
gonna love that?
How many times are there 2 no-hitters
at the same time?
Yeah,
super rare.
Exactly. But a low scoring football game is not very rare.
How much time does like 2 defenses shut each other out? Not very rare.
Well, it's hard. You don't really get shutouts in the NFL are very hard to come by because they're all professional.
You said something earlier too that I want to call back to it. And it's basically the reason why we feel so strong about each other sport is you grew up playing football and you're good at it. I grew up playing baseball and I'm good at it. And that's why I ride with it and that's why you ride with yours. So we're never gonna fucking agree to this shit.
I just think I'm right in general.
Moving on. Speaking about being right or wrong, there's a war going on in Russia and Ukraine. McDonald's has pulled and closed each and every operation it has in Russia. So you can't get McDonald's no more. But guess what you can get in McDonald's? I mean, guess what you can get in Russia? Burger King. Oh, that too. But
Burger King?
Burger King decided to stay open as McDonald's closes its doors.
Damn, Burger King saw that moment and fucking capitalized on it. That's kind of fucked up on Burger King's spot.
Low key supporting Russia, but like, look.
Yeah, fuck you, Burger King.
Damn. Honestly, if I was like not the number one fast food chain in the world, this is like the perfect opportunity to just come up on McDonald's.
Well, also, who the fuck eats Burger King?
Unfortunately, my son, he loves chicken. What do they call it? Chicken fingers?
Chicken fries or whatever?
Yeah, he loves them shits.
Those are pretty good, actually, yeah.
You know, Whoppers used to be good.
They used to be.
I don't know what happened.
And their little classic chicken sandwich. Okay, never mind. I'll pull back on it. That classic chicken sandwich? That classic chicken
Everything
sandwich.
in Burger King used to be good. I don't know what happened.
It used to be good, but it never fucked at McDonald's. I'd be funny if
I ate McDonald's today. That shit was bomb.
If fucking Arby's opened up in Russia.
Damn, imagine.
If Arby's just came,
all the low
Arby's and Burger King all over Russia.
They just start sending all that fake ass roast beef over there, you know?
That shit's so gross.
Did you know that Arby's owns Buffalo Wild Wings?
What?
So you're eating Arby chicken wings at Buffalo Wild Wings.
That makes sense why Buffalo Wild Wings went. Have they always owned it?
Yeah. Well, they recently bought it a year ago.
Okay, that makes sense why. Because B-Dubs used to be the shit. And then they took away those fucking 60-cent wings on Tuesday and Thursday. And now B-Dubs is fucking garbage.
I know people who ride and die for B-Dubs. And
fuck
honestly,
B-Dubs.
I never got it.
Their sauce options, fantastic. The actual chicken itself, fucking butt cheese. That shit's gross. I'd rather go to Wingstop.
Yeah.
But their sauce selection is fantastic.
You know who has better wings than fucking Buffalo Wild Wings? Like Pizza Hut and Domino's. Like, I order a little bit of wings from them. Like, this is way better than
little Domino's wings. Yeah,
bomb.
Also, yeah, I don't think I've ever eaten. Have you ever eaten anything other than wings at Buffalo Wild Wings?
No, I know they have burgers and shit.
They have burgers and shit. Like, but who the fuck would ever go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get a fucking chicken sandwich or like not chicken, but like let's get a regular burger or like a salad? Like, who the fuck?
Let's be honest. When you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, you're there for one reason: to eat cheap wings and get fucked up.
And watch sports.
The game.
Yeah. It's weird too when people get do you get mixed drinks at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Never.
All right, because that shit is trash. They just do straight jigger pours and it's all fucking mixing and shit. It's like those dollar margaritas or whatever at Applebee's.
Yeah.
Where it's just all water.
You know, one time when those came out, the dollar Applebee's margaritas, I went to my local Applebee's. Oh, actually, you know
Support your local Applebee's.
I fucked up. I thought it was an Applebee's, and then when I got there, I was like, oh, this is TGIF's. I thought it was the same thing.
Hey, Friday's happy hour is nice though. Friday's
honestly the bar section
and like the little fucking Jack Daniels menu they have like with the wings and
shit. You show up like when the Dodger game is on, like around the 5th or 7th inning. You get there, you drink, and like, oh shit,
that's definitely like one of those happy hour spots where all the other menus is trash. Oh, not that trash, but it's just expensive. But like when you get older, you realize how important fucking happy hour is.
Side note, I went to Denny's like maybe 3 months ago.
Were you drunk?
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you then?
We went to Denny's because I don't know for what reason.
Yeah.
And usually,
if you're not drunk.
Usually I'm like, it's going to be like Norm's or IHOP. It was like, all right, it's going to be something cheap. Bro, a fucking regular meal with an orange juice was like $19. And we're like, what the fuck? The guy's like, yeah, COVID and pandemic and this, the prices go up. And I'm like, oh my fuck it, give me my shit to go, but I'm never going back to Denny's.
No, ever. I've never been to Denny's where I wasn't fucking plastered blackout drunk. Also, speaking of Denny's, fuck Vince. We went to Denny's one time late at night and Vince got spaghetti and a glass of milk. Fucking psychopath.
Disgusting.
Fuck that guy. That's insane.
You know, I would usually join in with you on the Vince bashing, but our last episode got shadow banned. I don't know, it's because we did too much Vince bashing.
It wasn't.
Or maybe you fell in love with our president and you loved the glory of America and said so many lovely things about him, and then they couldn't take the love, but you know, I'm just shy away with it. But keep it on the McDonald's thing. Some one guy, dude, like a #1 fan of McDonald's, like chained himself to the front of McDonald's. He was like 400 pounds. You can't close this shit. You can't close it.
In Russia?
Yeah, and then he like the army had to come and get this fool.
Was it that supersized me guy?
He was a big guy.
He kept going?
No, I don't know what was super, but he was a big guy.
That's fucking insane. Fucking Fat Gandhi over here.
Bro, Fat Gandhi. The opposite.
The opposite of Fat Gandhi. He had a fucking, he didn't go without eating. He ate it all.
I'll eat the building.
He had to eat in. He had to fucking eat. I'll eat the fucking building. I don't care. Give me that. Give me the golden arches. I need it.
Bro, they're fucking, so there was news coming right before they closed down McDonald's in Russia. So what people did is there was a line that like 2 miles long. They stocked up on McDonald's, and right now, at my corner, right here in the corner of Otis and Firestone, you can get a Big Mac for $4. Do you know how much a Big Mac is in Russia right now? On eBay, they're selling cold Big Macs for $44 on eBay.
You should have made it 45.
It's like the supreme of the resale value on these Big Macs are crazy right now.
That's fucking insane. So you order a Big Mac on eBay and get it like 2 days later, and eBay's still going on in Russia?
And I'm sure they're not sending it with like ice or nothing. Like it's going to be rotten by the time you get it.
Oh, 100%. Well, no, not McDonald's food, because that shit fucking is processed like a motherfucker. It's just cold. Just throw that bitch in the microwave. I remember when I used to do that fucking Herbalife scam. There was some spot over in Lakewood that had like a McDonald's cheeseburger just sitting inside like the little fucking building they had, like the little smoothie shop. And they just let it sit there for like a year, and that bitch never got moldy. It was kind of gross. I'm still gonna eat McDonald's, but you're kind of like, ew. That shit never got moldy or nothing.
Pigeons after sex. Well, at least the ones I fucked did.
Damn, just exploded and shit. Do they die if you give them rice? Is that a real thing?
I've never seen a pigeon explode.
I've also never seen a baby pigeon.
Oh, check this out. Another, I've never seen an pigeon egg either. Trip out. All right, you know when like someone dies and they're at the funeral and they release doves? It's one of the things where they release doves, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know where the doves go?
I was just about to ask that. Where do they go?
So those doves are actually like, they fly back to their coops.
So you just steal them from their home and then let them go when someone dies, and they go back home?
There's a guy that has a business where he brings doves to your funeral, and he has a box and everyone has a dove and they throw it and the doves fly away, right? So you're thinking like, oh, they're free. They're out of here. Free nostalgia moment. And then the guy goes like, where do you think the doves go? And he records it, and all the doves go back to their cages, back to their houses. So they're just recycling doves over and over again.
These fucking doves, dude. What if you get that one fucking retarded dove and you throw it and it's like... It just falls on the ground.
Damn, imagine like that omen.
Damn, that's shitty. No. Especially at a funeral, like your best friend's funeral, and then you go to throw the dove. You're the first person to throw a dove, and it fucking falls down. You're like, oh shit, I'm next. I'm gonna die next. I always thought Final Destination shit.
I always thought, what happens to a dove? Like, do the hawks kill it? I never see doves randomly fly nowhere.
Yeah, no, never. Where do you even get doves? I use Dove shampoo.
You know what I'm saying?
But where do you get doves?
You know, back in the day, like in YouTube or Facebook, there was this commercial that said if you use Dove, you get like this big, ugly, like pimp on your back, and it looks super gross. And then I'm like, you know what? We're never gonna use Dove for 10 years. We never used Dove, and then I found out that it was just like a fake picture.
Isn't that shit crazy?
And that shit got me.
I thought it was just the steroids.
I use Dove now, men's Dove.
I fucking love Dove.
What is the difference between oral and butt sex?
The feeling.
Which one do you like better?
I'm a big oral guy. I love sucking cock. I love giving it. I don't know. I like oral. I'm not a big fucking butt sex fan. I'm not really big on anal because For one, you got to get a bunch of lube and wet it up and shit. And it's like, why would you fucking the shitter like in the fucking pooper scooper right there when there's this nice wet pussy right there? And also, it's like you can't really fuck when you do anal because it's so tight and you can't like fuck how you want to. But if you can fuck her in the ass like you want to, all crazy rough, then it's like, ew. Because that's just loosened up. That's just nice. Unless you get a nice little hemorrhoid in there. It's kind of like a fucking ultra rib condom. But it's a nice little hemorrhoid up in there. And it kind of just fucking scratches the side while you're in there.
Jesus
Real
Christ.
Nice, dog. That just feels good.
The difference between oral and butt sex is that one makes your day and one makes your whole week. Anyways, what do people who record... What do you think about people who record the whole concert on their phone? You just went to the John Mayer concert.
I fucking hate them, and I saw those people. Yes. All right. The whole time they're sitting here with their phone up, looking at their phone. Meanwhile, John Mayer's right there. Even if you're going to do it, hold the phone up and look at the concert. But also, don't hold your phone up. I took 2 videos. I took one quick video when he first came out because I was sick. And then I took another video on Instagram just to prove to people I was there. 10-second video. And after that, my phone was in my pocket for the rest of the show. So just enjoy the fucking show. Like, you paid that money to go see the show. Enjoy the show. You're going to remember it. Even if you don't remember it and you were drunk like me, it's still like, oh yeah, I went to the John Mayer show. That shit was fucking sick.
That's what gets me. I went to the last concert I went to, like a big concert, was a Drake concert, the Forum and Staples Center. I went to both. And the Forum, I was in my seat. At the Staples, I paid extra to be like down there in the general admission shit, like at the bottom. And I was drunk as fuck, and I was recording and watching. Because when you're there, you're like, I want to save this memory forever. But like, I also know that I get super like blackout drunk all the time. Yeah. And what if I don't remember? So I have all these old videos of like, you know, recording him as he's, you know, singing his shit. And I'm like, oh shit, I remember that. Like, oh shit, that's the girl standing next to him. Like, because the one thing about a Drake concert is nothing but bitches there.
I can imagine.
Jesus Christ.
Imagine. But the crazy part is, I feel like you ain't fucking none of them. Oh, maybe though. Because they're going there thinking they're going to fuck Drake. Knowing goddamn well they're not. And then so they're just out there with fucking dick on their mind, just ready to go. I remember one time for one of my birthdays, we went to this spot at Long Beach. It was called Club V2O. And Chris Brown was supposed to be there. So when we pull up, we took a party bus and all that shit. We pull up, just bitches everywhere, just all over the place. And then, of course, Chris Brown didn't show up. He didn't even come. So YG came through. But the girls there were just fucking ready. My boy fingered this girl on the dance floor, like dancing with girls, making out with random chicks, because all them chicks were just fucking hot and ready to go to see Chris Brown. And then YG comes up and does Toot It and Boot It. But at that point, we were already good to go. We're already here. That's
why I could never be like even though back in the day when I was young, I didn't have this mentality. I was a big NSYNC fan. And that's
love NSYNC.
That was one of the things that I relate to is like girls like, oh, you like NSYNC? Oh, me too. And that's something my sister put me on, right? Because I had an older sister. But like Drake is a thing where like you would think that he's like a heartthrob and really girls really fuck with him. But what he's really talking about in his song is about fucking, right? So you go to a Drake concert, that's obviously a common thing. Dude, I met girls from Switzerland. I met girls from Europe. I met girls from different states. Oh, I'm here from here.
That's fucking Drake.
You start chopping it up. Like, oh, you like Drake? Like, yeah, you know, this and that. So like,
I heard he has a great show too.
No, he's really good. He's a good performer. And he's
with all that money,
engaged in the crowd, and he's dope. He puts on a good show, and then the lights and everything is.
You said NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
NSYNC for life. I was the hugest JT fan.
I love JT.
I got mad at my mom. I'm like, why didn't you name me Justin? Like, Mom, what the fuck, dude?
Justin. Why did you name me Justin?
If my name was Justin, my life would be so different right now.
That'd be sick, dude.
Yeah, I used to tell her that shit when I was like 6 or 7. And then it's funny because that shit backfired on me. My son, when he was like 5 or 6, he goes, Dad, Jordan, really? He called me, you should name me Logan. Logan Paul.
God damn.
My son wanted to be Logan Paul so hard.
That's crazy how fucking times change.
That was like 5 or 6 years ago, and I was like, damn.
It's crazy how now like YouTubers are celebrities. Like the way actors used to be back in the day, like Denzel and all them. Like now, other than like the old like movie actors, who do you really know as like a actor, like a new up and coming actor? Like nobody really. Margot Robbie,
people from the Euphoria,
Gal Gadot, yeah, Zendaya.
That's like once a year. Once a year, you get one of those singles like hits. Where back in the day when we were kids, is nonstop movies coming out. Where
and it was Denzel, fucking Leo, and all these big movie stars, and now they'll be like the Mr. Beast dude who gets fucking 200 million views on any YouTube video he has. if I saw him in Target, I have no idea that was Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? Like, but fucking kids and other people these days are just like, no, that guy's fucking famous. Like, people get awed and starstruck on TikTokers and YouTubers and fucking influencers and shit.
Isn't it a trip that like young people have no control or no say so when it comes to like money, buying property, really like buying or physical things, but they run culture? If a young person tells you like they were right about TikTok, they were right about YouTube, they're right about everything, but when they bring it up to you, like, that's just a fad, it's gonna go away. Yeah. But young people are always right about what's next.
That's how it's always been. Have you ever told your son about any like music he's listening to or like some YouTube show he's like watching? Have you ever been like, why do you like this shit? Yeah, but like it's the same thing. Like now we're at that age where we're just like, this isn't music. What is this shit? What is this trash?
So sometimes I put on 93, I put on K-Day 93.5 and I put on a song and it's Tupac. And I'm like, who's that? And he's like, Ice Cube. And I'm like, no, wrong. Who's this? And it's Tupac. And Biggie. So I try to quiz him to like, because as a dad, I feel like I owe him.
You got to know the difference. At least that part.
But like, I know my dad back in the day was also trying to do the same thing to me. And like, I didn't give a
that's
fuck.
just how it goes. Like some girl that I work with doesn't know who John Mayer is. She did like, because when we went, I was like, I'm seeing John Mayer. And she was like, who? I was like, what the fuck did you just say to me? She was like, who's John Mayer? And I was like, it's John Mayer. She only knew that song Gravity. But I was just like, but she's 22, which isn't that young, but it's also not old. I'm 30. So, but I was just like, how do you not know who John Mayer is? Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
But then again, somebody might tell you, like, you don't know who, I just had somebody in my mind.
Babyface Ray or something.
But like somebody from like 1990, an R&B artist that had one song. Like, you don't know who this is? Like, no, that was
But that's different.
One.
John Mayer doesn't only have one song.
I guess. I mean, who can you really like? I don't know. Maybe Madonna was on and popping in the 80s, and I don't really know shit about her.
Even that, yeah. But also, like, I know who she is.
Oh, you know what?
It's that kind of thing. Like, I don't listen to Madonna, but like, I've never listened to Madonna, but I know who Madonna is.
Yeah. Another thing about our generation with the one before us is like, you study the generation before you just to be able to know. Yeah. In case somebody brings it up, you don't look stupid. Yeah. The kids nowadays, they can give two fucks about like, oh, you know who this is? Like, why? I have Google right here. I don't need to store memories in my shit. Like, they don't care. Us, I had to watch Ghostbusters and movies from I was born in 1990, but I needed to watch all the movies from the 90s just to make sure I get all the references. Kids nowadays, they can care less.
So when someone like gets mad at you, not mad at you, but they're like crazy surprised because you haven't seen a movie or something like that, like, how do you feel? Like, I've never seen The Godfather.
I recently saw it during the pandemic.
Never seen it. And I'll tell people that, and they want to fucking murder my mom. They're like, what the fuck? You've never, like, no, I've never seen The Godfather. And they're just like, what the fuck? Have you seen the second one? Or like, how the fuck would I see the second one if I've never seen the first one? And people fucking just ready to fucking shoot me on the spot because I said I've never seen The Godfather.
I used to get that a lot. And then I saw it. I'm all like, really?
But especially nowadays, like, I've never watched The Sopranos.
Like, Don Corleone, like, he was gangster with it, but he wasn't really gangster. Like, Tony Montana, like, Scarface is still better than Godfather. It's not as good as they say it is.
Like, fuck me, Tony. But I've seen, it's kind of funny, I've never seen The Godfather, but I've seen God Thumb. You know what God Thumb is? So they used these movies when I was in middle school that my homie had. They would do, like, parodies of movies, but all the actors and shit would be thumbs. And they would CGI faces on their thumbs. So it was like literally the whole movie was just thumbs walking around like this with like faces on them. They had God Thumb. They had Bat Thumb, like Batman. They had the Blair Thumb Project. They had all those. And we used to watch those all the time. They're so fucking stupid, but they're so funny.
I thought you were going to say like Spy Kids. You know the Spy Kids, the bad guys?
Yeah, it looks like that. They look like that, but it's just like reenactments of fucking movies. Like God Thumb, the Blair Thumb. They had Franken Thumb, like Frankenstein. And it's just fucking super funny and super shitty. But they're funny. And like, yeah, it's just like, I've seen that, but I haven't seen The Godfather.
I always try to show my son old school movies and he's just not into it. Like, I'm waiting for Easy 11. I'm waiting for him to be like 16, 17. I want to show him like Austin Powers, American Pie. Because to me, those movies, like,
classic.
They fucking jump started my like sexuality and like getting boners and shit. Like that when it was on
you wanted to fuck a pie.
You're like, fuck, like, why am I getting hard? This is crazy. I need to watch this movie in private. Like, And I'm like, I want him to not have the same experience because that's kind of weird, but like I feel like he should watch that movie, but like he's not really gonna get it. My son is barely getting into South Park. I sent him clips.
Oh, that's just gonna be around forever.
I sent him clips on TikTok. He goes, "What the fuck?" Like, oh, that fool Carmen. This is his complex. Kenny, that's his. I have to explain the characters and what their thing is. And he goes, "Oh, it's just fucking funny."
Oh, that shit's gonna be around forever.
But sometimes they go too far. I'm like, all right, he's not ready for this yet.
Yeah, especially as a kid. But like, I feel like for that kind of thing, like movies, you can't really fault kids nowadays. Because I watched Jurassic Park. What was it? The Lost World. I think it was the second or the third one of like the original Jurassic Parks. And like I was watching that the other day. It's so corny. It's so fucking. It's cool because it has dinosaurs throughout the whole movie and it's all action. But like the little fucking T-Rex that he tries to save, the little fucking robot thing is just like, that has fucking Down syndrome. Yeah. And you're just like, this is so corny and stupid. But like to us, this is what we grew up on, so it's sick. But now they have all this crazy CGI. The Rock's jumping off skyscrapers onto helicopters and shit. And you're like, yeah, fuck this old shit.
Facts. I was me and Mondo talked about shout out to Mondo.
Fuck that guy.
We talked about Forrest Gump in the last movie, and some guy was commenting and he was talking shit about, because we were talking shit about Jenny, and then I'm like,
that whore.
He's all like, well, she was raped as a child, and I was like, damn, I was really talking shit about her being a homosexual, and then maybe she was, and then so I had to rewatch the movie, so I rewatched it the other day. I was like, damn, that movie, like, my son will get no references. MLK, the war, football, like, he was not gonna get any of these references. But like that movie was made when I was a fucking baby and I barely get the references. But that movie was like low key.
It is funny watching old movies and like the references that they use, like the celebrities they name and shit like that. And you're like, holy fuck, this is old.
Like that fool met 2 presidents.
Yeah, you're like, I forgot about these fucking people. Those ones are pretty fun to watch, like just the old references and how corny and shit they are.
Yeah, movies back in the day, they did that a lot, like a lot of like callbacks and shit like that, little references.
Like the pop culture of like 1995, and you're like the jokes they say and the people they mention. You're like, holy shit, I forgot about that person.
Like the first time he went to the White House, he drank 17 Dr. Peppers because they were free in the bottle, and then he had a pee. Like,
I do love a Dr. Pepper though.
Crazy shit. My son just went to I think Sonics or somewhere. Oh, he went to Whataburger. He was in Arizona for a tournament. He goes, Dad, have you ever had a Dr. Pepper milkshake? I'm like, no, that sounds disgusting. He goes,
it sounds gross.
I'm like, oh my God, it's better. I'm like, is it better than the Oreo milkshake from Jack in the Box? No. He's like, yes, it's way better. I'm like, hey, you're just saying things.
No disrespect, but your son's a fucking liar.
Goddamn liar. That Oreo milkshake is so fire.
I've never had Whataburger, but I just know it's not better than In-N-Out.
Definitely not.
I just know. I just don't even have to try it to know that.
As far as In-N-Out, you know what I recently started getting from In-N-Out? I'll get this is my order. 4x4, animal style, chopped chilies.
Chopped chilies.
Animal style fries, chopped chilies. Large pink lemonade, and then a fucking chocolate milkshake on the side. I never had a chocolate milkshake.
Fire.
Until recently, and like, bro, that's
just crack.
It's basically ice cream, but like...
yeah, that shit's crack.
It's the perfect thing to eat after a 4x4. Mm-hmm. You go 4x4 or you go 3x3?
I don't just go double. Big boy. God damn, I thought I was a big boy. I mean, I've had a fucking 4x4 here and there and shit, but nah, that's not my go-to order. My go-to is just double, chopped chilies, whole ground onion, animal fries, chopped chilies, then maybe like a Coke or Dr. Pepper or something. Get a little soda pop on the side. So your 4x4 is just your go-to?
Yeah, once I found the secret menu, like I just stuck with that. And then
you have like the Flying Dutchman.
I even had a 6x6, and then to me that was too much. Like it was already too much.
That's a lot.
But the 4x4 to me is clutch.
Did they stop at some point?
No.
So you can get like a 12x12?
Somebody has a YouTube video of having like a 20x20, and like they just give you, at one point they just give you
just give you patties and make it like build it yourself. Yeah. It's kind of like that new shit at McDonald's, like the Lair.
Isn't that weird? The McGangbang?
Something like it's something like that.
It was like
it's like air, land, and sea. It's like a Big Mac, a fillet of fish, and like a chicken sandwich or something like that. It
used to be like a secret menu thing that you have to build yourself and tell them how to do it. Now they're promoting it.
But I think from what I've heard is they don't give it to you. They don't give it to you like that. They give you the separate things and you have to build it yourself. I think legally they probably can't serve that because it's literally fucking...
like trademarked and shit.
Not even that. It's just literally like cancer in a box. Like I think legally they can't fucking... you can't sell this to people.
Have you seen that fucking restaurant in Vegas where like you weigh yourself and if you weigh over 350 you eat for free?
That's terrible.
There's a giant scale outside. You step on it, and if you're over 350, you eat for free. And if not, you go inside.
That's fucking America and a half right there.
And then you go inside and you get a fucking burger, and if you don't finish it, they paddle you. They spank you.
What the fuck is that?
You never seen this place?
No.
It's like heart attack something. Heart attack, I don't know what.
That's fucking insane.
Crazy, huh?
That's wow.
America.
I wonder how many fucking deaths they cause.
Speaking of America, where do you think orange chicken was invented?
First time an Asian man saw a cat.
An orange cat?
Or just a cat. Yeah. Maybe an orange cat.
Orange panda.
They probably saw Orange Panda. Panda Express.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
probably saw that and said, "Oh, that tastes good."
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Let me put some oranges on this chicken.
Orange chicken is fire, though. I can't trust anybody who goes to Panda Express and doesn't get orange chicken.
Or just Chinese food in general.
Yeah. Like, you can get, but especially Panda Express, because that one has, like, crack in it. Like, even if you get, like, a double entree plate, you don't have to get double orange chicken, but one of your entrees has to be fucking orange chicken.
So where do you think it was invented? Just take a guess.
Where do I think or when?
Yeah. Where, who, when, what?
Oh, somewhere in America.
And what? Pick a state. What kind of state?
New
would it
York.
be? Hawaii.
In Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Little tropical flavors.
Like it was
like the first time orange chicken. What is like the sauce of orange chicken?
First generation Chinese couple that had a restaurant, and then they like by accident invented orange chicken, and it blew up. And then they opened that shit up in like California and other places, and then they franchised that shit.
What is like orange chicken sauce?
Well, it's got to be like some sort of like a honey or.
Cause that shit is fire.
And then just it has to be hella sugar, a little bit of spice, and then the chicken.
There's this Panda Express by my house that no matter what time of day, cause it's right next to like a Pavilions, so I'll go in there to get some shit or whatever. And like me and Vince have gone in there too. No matter what time of day, no matter what day, there's always a crazy ass line for that specific Panda Express. It's the weirdest thing. Like there's always a line out the door at that Panda Express.
Happy endings right there at the
Something
end.
I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's like I like Panda Express, but I'm not fucking waiting in 15 minutes for it.
Speaking about happy endings, you ever got a happy ending from an old Chinese lady?
No, I'd want to though. That'd be sick.
Maybe on the
Have
Patreon,
you?
I'll talk about my experiences with old Chinese ladies.
Nah, I've never done. I've been wanting to go get a massage real quick. So if you know any spots, let me know.
Well, all the Asian ones, all the old Asian ladies, they do it.
That's nice.
The trick is like when they tell you that, oh, get in your thing, is you have to get naked.
Just get butt ass naked.
Put your thing over it.
I want to get one of those Nuru massages or whatever, like on Pornhub, where they just rub their body all over you. I want to get one of those.
They do that.
That shit looks lit.
That's more of a Korean thing. That's crazy.
I'll fucking nut pre-fucking insertion.
All right. Thank you for watching this episode of the Lit on the Podcast with my very special co-host, Mr. Def Jeff.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, leave comments, share it with your friends. We appreciate you guys watching. Sign up for the Patreon, only for $3. Jeff, anything before you go or we go?
Fuck Vince. Fuck him.